WVEC-TV, Plan.
And here we go.
This is Jeff McKay, ABC News.
Long before the first cheer is heard, long before the first crack of the bat, it starts as a dream. It happens every spring in backyards all across America. A glove, a ball, and a dream. It begins as our dad's dream, really, that maybe someday his son or daughter will play in the big leagues. But one day, it becomes our dream. And for a select group of men, that dream has come true. This is their story tonight. The story of the boys of summer who played in Norfolk and the grand old place in which they played. But just like the athletes she has seen, time has caught up to Met Park. But come next year, it will be a whole new ball game. It will be the latest chapter in the tales of the Tides.
Program here, scorecard. Hey, get your lucky number program.
We may not remember much about growing up, but we do remember our first game. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the hope that we'd catch a foul ball. And as we made our way past the vendors and coming closer to the time when we'd get our first glimpse of the field, there were more dreams. Dreams that one day we'd be out there, glove on our hand, number on our back. The dream has almost come true for the 25 young men that make up the roster of this year's Tidewater Tides. They are just a phone call away from playing in the major leagues for the New York Mets. A dugout dream of catching a jet to LaGuardia Airport right next to Shea Stadium, saying goodbye from above to Met Park. But for now, they play here in Norfolk, at Met Park, keeping their dreams alive. We begin our story in 1955. The Norfolk Tars play at Myers Field in the Piedmont League. But the red ink flowed like mustard on the hot dogs, and the team folded. The history of the Tidewater Tides began in 1961. The Tides played Double-A ball in what is now Frank D. Lawrence Stadium in the South Atlantic League. After a stint in the Carolina League, some local businessmen, with their own dreams, wanted to bring Hampton Roads the best baseball this side of the majors. And their dream came true in 1969, when the New York Mets established their #1 farm team in Norfolk. Tides general manager Dave Rosenfield was there at the beginning.
And about that time, we started to talk to the New York Mets about the possibility of them moving their AAA franchise, which was then operating in Jacksonville, Florida, to this area. The International League could contract their circuit, cut down travel for all the clubs, and it was felt very strongly by a lot of people in both the majors and the minors that this would be an area that would be very successful in higher classification baseball. And then negotiations started between the Mets and the city of Norfolk with the idea of building what is now Met Park.
The Tidewater Tides moved into Met Park in 1970. Opening night was April 17th. The opponent, the Buffalo Bisons. Virginian Pilot sports editor George McClelland was at that game.
Well, the park was not quite finished. It was pretty much done, and
It was a very touching game because we were playing Buffalo, managed by Clyde McCullough, who had been the Tides manager in 1969 in Portsmouth while we're waiting for the stadium to be built. And Danny Frisella, who has passed on his reward since, pitched a great game and beat Buffalo 4-1. In the ninth inning, Chuck Hiller, the manager, who's still working for the Mets, came out to the man and wanted to take Danny out of the game, and Danny didn't want to come. They had an argument on the mound. That was, I think that was the thing that made that exciting.
During the 23 years Met Park has been home to the Tides, a lot has changed. But a lot has stayed the same, too. You can still buy peanuts and Cracker Jacks, and folks still don't care if they ever get back. But you can have nachos now, too. Sort of an unusual dish at America's game. You can still see kids sorting through their baseball cards, comparing reality to the cardboard version. And in this high-tech world, a little assistance can be seen. You can see the good plays and you can see the bad. And if you look closely, you can see the sun setting on this grand old lady. Now, 23 may not seem old, but in terms of a stadium, Met Park is getting on in years. A tattered flag stands sentinel over this aging lady. She's seen a lot during her nearly quarter century. Great players have prowled her field. Great managers have prowled her dugouts. There have been great plays. And there have been not-so-great plays. But always the dreams. And they have come true for a number of former Tides. Now New York Mets, who still remember walking into Met Park for the first time.
Well, I was impressed. I'd come from a Double-A in Jackson, and I think here's when you start realizing that you're just one step away from the major leagues. You see the restaurant up there, and it was a neat feeling. It was like you had really moved a step up in classification, which you really did, but it seemed like you were that much closer to New York. And you know, you start realizing at this point that if you can have a good year or a break here and there, you can be up in New York.
Being a pitcher and coming to Met Park, you look at the dimensions, of course, when you first get here, and everything seems so big, especially after playing in Huntsville, Alabama, where the park was a little smaller than this. So as a pitcher, you like to see, you know, long center field, long down the lines, and the wind blowing in.
First time I walked in this park, I looked out and I thought, this park is huge. And I thought just the alleys out here and the fences, center field was just Death Valley. And you know, but I had a good feeling when I came in here the first time. Nice stands, a nice, beautiful town, beautiful city. As the playing field itself, you know, I just looked at the fences and thought how far away they looked.
They say 4 million people have watched games at Met Park. But no one has watched more baseball in this place than General Manager Dave Rosenfield.
Center field is probably a place where the Tides have always had good people. Starting in AAA with Amos Otis over at Lawrence Stadium. Then Rod Gaspar, who was our opening center fielder here, had played on the '69 champion Mets and was in the minor leagues the next year. Mookie Wilson, who probably is among the greatest players that ever came through. We were fortunate enough that we had Mookie for 2 years.
There have also been some pretty good managers to walk a lineup card out to home plate.
Starting with Clyde McCullough, our first AAA manager. Clyde was a great motivator. Clyde on the field was a good manager, not a great one. Tactically, Frank Verdi did, as far as managing the game between the lines, was about as good as any, and he was here for 4 years. Mike Cubbage, very outstanding, low-key kind of guy. Davey Johnson, kind of an easy rider. Clint Hurdle is going to be a fine major league manager. Each of them, in their own way, had very significant success, and I think we have been very blessed.
Fans have seen some great players, great managers, and great plays. but they all came together in 1983.
Davy Johnson, who went on to manage the Mets very successfully for a number of years, was the manager. And we went through a horrendous streak in late June and early July. Lost 13 in a row, appeared to be hopelessly out of contention for anything. And he took a team that featured Clint Hurdle, Gary Racich, Wally Backman, Ron Gardenhire, all of whom had been in the big leagues, and he rebuilt them as people and as players. And we came on very strong at the end, finished in the playoffs, brought Dwight Gooden up from Lynchburg during the playoffs, won the Governor's Cup, and went on to the one and only AAA World Championship, which was played in Louisville, and won it.
83 is a memory now, and this season is kind of a reflection of Met Park. The good times seem to have passed by. But just like the kids who dream of getting an autograph from one of their heroes, dreams of a new park fill the air. And next year, when Mom takes Baby to the ballpark, it will be a whole new ball game.
The feeling became very strong both within our organization and the New York Mets that where Met Park was state-of-the-art when it was built, time really has changed so many things in baseball today. Some of the technologies, the videotaping for instruction, weight training, which was totally unheard of in 1969, the expansion of office staffs made everything really about this park very obsolete in training young ball players for New York and in the feasibility of operating a ball club.
The sounds of progress. Soon, the unmistakable sound of bat on ball will replace the calliope of construction. The new field of dreams is in the shadow of downtown Norfolk, a dream fulfilled for city leaders and businessmen.
AAA baseball is in no way an embarrassment to an area. There are only going to be 26 AAA clubs, and I think that we should be very proud that we are going to have one of them with a fine organization and a state-of-the-art stadium.
Standing like some modern Stonehenge along the banks of the Elizabeth River, by the spring, the new stadium will once again be home to aspiring major leaguers, both on the field and in the stands.
I believe the people in Norfolk should be awful excited about the new facility downtown near the waterfront. I know the players are, and I just think it's going to really boost the attendance. And I know that the Tide players that will be there at the present time or in the future are going to enjoy the facility to the utmost.
Plans call for a state-of-the-art facility, a ballpark that both the fans and the players can be proud of, a ballpark on the cutting edge.
I think this one's been in existence for about 21 years, and it's about time. I think the people deserve it as well as the team and the fans. It's done it. It's fulfilled its purpose for a while, and it's time to move on to bigger and better.
And what a place it promises to be. The model only gives a hint of the grandeur, a wisp of the atmosphere. Next year, the Tides will open the season in a brand new 12,000-seat stadium, big enough for all the big dreams that will fill her.
Any time that a new stadium comes online, it is a tremendous shot in the arm both to players and to fans. The advent of the Diamond in Richmond replacing Old Parker Field has approximately doubled their attendance. Our players love to play in Richmond and in Scranton in the new stadiums because of fan support, the better facilities in the clubhouses, the better playing fields, all of those things that go to make up the ambiance, if you will, of a baseball park.
The stadium has not been without its controversy, but then neither is baseball. This controversy comes from the AAA World Series in 1983. Abner Doubleday probably didn't realize it when he invented the game, but baseball is the only sport where the official is booed for just walking out on the field. Only in baseball do we hear that quaint refrain, "Kill the ump." And the new Riverfront Stadium has generated almost as much discussion as this play did a decade ago. One of the areas of concern, financing.
Well, the financing of the new downtown stadium is really very, very different from the way it was done in 1970. In that time, the Mets advanced half the cost to the city of Norfolk. This time, the Mets are not advancing any money, but have made a 20-year commitment which will generate at least $22 million, which will defray a great portion of the debt service on the new stadium. And then the city and the ball club will have the opportunity to generate additional income with other events in which we will be partners in the new ballpark.
If you follow the Tides, you know the team has not had one of its better years. In fact, some of the season was spent in the cellar, last place, buried behind 3 other teams. For the Tides, the phrase, "wait until next year," has a special meaning, both on and off their field. But for those who slip on a Tides uniform next year, for those whose dream remains alive, they will be playing in the newest ballpark in baseball.
You know, you go to a big league atmosphere like the Diamond or Scranton, and just something about it, you know, you get excited about playing there. You know, it's not like, oh, we got to go to the park again. It's miserable. It's hot. Our clubhouse is small. No air conditioning. You know, you go to a nice place, and it's a good atmosphere. Guys come to the park a little earlier, stay a little longer, you know, get that good team concept.
In the end, it's not about bonds and financing. It's not about giving players a weight room. It's not even about giving the fans a great place to watch a game. No, in the final analysis, it's about civic pride.
Well, I think it's a chance for Norfolk to prove that it is a city that should have attention from all sports. I was once accused of being a boy in a candy store. I wanted a little bit of everything for Norfolk. Al Bianchi, the coach of the Virginia Squires, said that. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the only thing that's wrong with the Tidewater area is not enough people have faith in it. I always had faith in it, and from afar, I still have faith in it.
Before we say goodbye to Met Park, let's remember some of the good times. Some of the great times. We can still see Doc Gooden throwing heat. Some of the great catches. Some of the great plays. It may be just a diamond, but it has seen so many golden moments. For some, it was a place passed through, on the way to the glory of the majors. For others, it was the end of the line, the place where reality overtook the dream. And for thousands of us ordinary folks, Met Park was the place where we saw our first professional game.
Down there, third base sign, all the way down in the end. I'd sit up in the top, me and my little brother Peter, and we'd have a blast. This place was hot.
For now, the dreams of the boys of summer are held tight. Coming to the end of the season, there's the possibility several Tides will be called to come and play in New York, making their dream come true. And come next spring, when it's a time of renewal, a time of dreams, Hampton Roads will once again head off to the ballpark, to the hot dogs and hitters, cokes and catchers, to the line drives and dreams that make up America's sport. We will head off to a new stadium, meet some new players and see new fans, but always be surrounded by the same dream, the dream of making it to the big leagues. If not for our sons and daughters, then for the young men out on the field. For the boys of summer who hold the dream dear and who give the rest of us hope that dreams do come true at the ballpark and in life.
Roll with it now. Got to roll with it, roll with it, roll with the tides. Got to go with it, go with it, go with the tides. Roll with the Tidewater tides. A swinging bat means a fast pitch ball, a hard line drive to the center field wall. You can have a lot of fun with a bat and a glove. Baseball's a game you just gotta love. Met Park is the place to be. Baseball action, it's the best it can be. Tidewater tides, they're a rising high. Come on out to a game and you'll find out why. And roll with it, roll with it. Tidewater tides. Got to go with it, go with it. Go with the tides. Roll.